Hello. How are you guys? I'm covering my stomach because I'm on these days, so you know my ovaries hurt a bit. Angry? Oh no, no. There's a strong emotion. Angry. Hey Akira. Hey Fluffy. Ah, okay. So that's I'm overall an angry person. Ah, okay. So that's very. There's an emotion well integrated. Hello. If, an hour ago it started raining, and I was like, "Oh, great! This is going to be like the perfect moment for us to try to have a live stream with the rain to see how it sounds, if it's actually noisy in this ceiling." But it stopped, and the sun came out. so, so yeah, there's no rain. There's only a lot of dog barking, but no rain sounds. Have you watched some of the boys' concert videos recently? Uh, I only did see the Sangyeong one that you introduced me to, that very valuable moment, and also then my friend, she sent me the same link, um, and she was also like surprised, loving loving it, but surprised. Hey Nuit. Um, but yeah, the other day, just out of a coincidence, I was on YouTube and I came across a video of theirs, a UMB. And I was talking with my friend. I was like, that she's a newbie herself, with Larry. You all know Larry. Um, that her, I believe her username is Alexandra, but I call her Larry. Um, And I was like asking her, I was like, what is going on with the boys? Because if it wasn't because I was like watching YouTube, I wouldn't have like had any idea that they were coming with a new song. I don't even know the details of it. Like, what is going on with the promotions? Like, I don't know. Maybe the people that are really into the fandom and everything, maybe they know more information. But for me, I was surprised. I was like, I didn't remember um, knowing something about the comeback of theirs. Or maybe you guys told me and I forgot. Ah. Well, they are on tour. They release a new Japanese song, and then there's another new one that they perform at their concert, but will come out properly in their next album. Ah, okay, okay. I believe it's called Shiverish, the song of the MV. And I was like, what is going on with this? Like, I don't understand. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like with the voice, I feel like I see a lot of things of them, but then I feel like I'm missing something. Like, I don't know, maybe I should pay more attention, but there's some things that they do, not the guys, that probably the people that manages them, that they do that is so confusing for me. Like, I need someone that is like a super fan and being like updating me, you know, like, okay, this is going to happen. We're going to see this. Because when it comes to, like, I mean, me being an citizen, like, I also consider myself like a loner and citizen. Like, I don't belong to a certain community. But I do find out through Twitter, or sometimes there's small clips, like there's content that lets me know, oh, this is going to happen. They're going to release this next week in a day or two. So also, well, I do follow my bias on Instagram, so he also shares publicity or stands ads about them. But with the voice, I feel like maybe I have to more get like a community support, so I would sort of understand a few things about them, because I try to follow what they upload on their YouTube channel. I try to watch what I can. Their videos are so funny. When they play games also is hilarious, their dynamic. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know, there's some moments where I feel like I'm missing something. Or probably I don't understand. Probably that's the reason, that I don't understand the process of them releasing something new. Gibberish is the new Japanese song, and their new one that will come out song is by Black. Gibberish is Japanese. Maybe that's the reason. Why didn't I notice that it was in Japanese? I understood the English part, but I didn't recognize that it was Japanese, actually. Vanessa, we are on that season already. We have Pandemon. Oh, really? Oh, wow. I'm missing out too, honestly. I watch their stuff regularly, so videos are always recommended to me on YouTube. But I didn't even know about their tour recently. Yes. Hey, Tamara. Yeah, they're one of the funniest groups to me. Yeah, they're so funny. They're so funny. Like, they balance each other out very well. It's not easy to do that. You know, sometimes since I try to watch some groups that I don't know, for example, if you, of course, from the perspective of someone that follows a group, they are all going to tell you like, oh, this is so funny, you know, like they are really funny. And then sometimes you watch certain content and you're like, that's funny? Really? That was funny for you? Because I believe maybe in the eyes of a fan, everything that our biases or, you know, the people that we like does is funny. But for me, there's certain groups that are funny together. And then there are others that I'm like, yeah, this looks forced. Or this is not that, wow, like so funny. Yes, maybe because in the city it's rainy, but November and July, I don't mind. I love that bread. I want to try that bread. Anyway, all that to say that Hyunja is looking fine, better than ever. Talking about you that putting on some muscles, he did too. even more so. Yes, like Hyunjae has a beautiful body, like very toned, very just he's so like his body is perfect, definitely. Yeah, and if he is working out, if he's working more on it, yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a nice view, like nicer if it's possible because he already is beautiful. But yeah, he stands out for me. His body type like is very like imponent. Like his body and Sangnyeon's are the two ones that I'm like, oh, move over, here come the men. And even though I love Jujeon is the center, and he has, you know, a very slim and beautiful body. But for me, the ones that carry that sense of masculinity and their bodies are very toned. For me is Sanyeon, and then Kyunjae. Also Kevin and Jacob with their sweet faces. They are very like very muscular, like very muscular. Hey ho. I wish he did it for like Sanyo style. Yeah, he should. But maybe they are saving that for some special occasion. But definitely the potential is there. That happens to me now. I don't find K-pop entertainment interesting. I don't find K-pop entertainment anymore. Yeah, there's some things that I'm like, I'm carrot only, but you guys talking about them makes me want to get to know them. Yeah, they're hilarious, and also their group dynamic is really good. It's really good. But yeah, I'm sure that since you are a carrot, I'm sure that you are very well like entertained. Like with the 17 guys, you have everything. Like you and that's honestly that's how I feel about the boys. For me, the boys, since there's so many, like for me, it's like okay, like in one episode of them, I'm already entertained because the personalities. There's so many different characters that is hilarious, and and I mean it must be a whole also talent to learn to give each member a certain amount of time and screen time and like I think that the more members a group has, the more challenging is to build the dynamic between among them. Entertaining, okay. He's a white boy. He and Sanyo same. I find them the most attractive. Yeah, it was entertainment, and I was like, yeah, the boys. I just follow a few groups and re-listen to the good stuff that came before. But I remember was it during the pandemic or was it in 2021 when 17 got to do In the Soup? I swear, like I didn't know 17 was funny like that until I saw that show. I was like, this is the best In the Soup that I ever watched. Like it's so different with them. Like it's so different with them because there's so many people that is so and also they also from the BTS experience with the show of In the Soup. I remember it was season 1 of BTS, and then they sort of like upgraded certain details for the members, for the 17 members to enter the house, the place. So it was so nice to see them. Like they had like I believe that they had their own robes. They have their own like slippers with a logo on it. Like definitely they did some improvement for the guys. So, but In the Soup it's a beautiful location. It's a beautiful location. But it felt very different when 17 was occupying that place, because there's so many that you feel like, oh, okay, finally I can feel the group spirit in the house, because there's so many people and the house is huge. Um, you can check their Kingdom and Road to Kingdom performance, because like 17. Their show Going 17. Yeah, then afterwards I watched Going 17. Yes. The Mafia Game are hilarious. Talking about the Road to Kingdom, on Saturday, I'm going to read for, because I know that the lineup, like the people that are going to participate in the new Road to Kingdom, are announced. The groups are the names of the groups are already announced. So I'm going to be pulling cards for them, just in general, to see how they're going to go. Then another thing that I have pending to do is I'm going to read for YG, as an enterprise. YG, their vision or what they want to do with these new groups that they are, not new groups, but with their groups that they are sort of promoting and promising a lot of concerts and things. So yeah, I know I did the reading for 21, but I also want to see from YG perspective, what is their plan? What do they want to do with these girls, with these groups? Probably I'm going to put some cards for the groups, uh, for Blackpink, for Baby Monster, for, I believe he mentioned also Treasure. So yeah, I'm going to put some cards to see their dynamic. And also, like, how do they feel? Like, I'm like, does Blackpink know that they're going to have a concert next year? Are they aware that this is going to happen? Had they been notified? I prefer in the soup with 17 on BTS. Yes, I agree. I agree, Fluffy. I felt like with 17, it was so like there wasn't any moment of tranquility. I would say there was always something going on with someone, and that's so entertaining. I mean, it's entertaining. Um, for BTS, I did enjoy season 1, but then season 2 it felt like a bit like I was like, I don't know if I want to continue watching, because there were some people sleeping, there were others that were somewhere else, like, and there were moments where they were sharing, but not that much, and I was like, I don't know, maybe because is a project that it was starting with them, it was initiated with them, but definitely it had a very different vibe to Bon Voyage, and probably has to do because of the pandemic. Definitely, like you can feel the restriction of having to be in the same place with your members. It's like you have to come up with something different every day. Like, for example, who is going to cook? What are you going to cook? Who is going to do the cleaning? So, yeah. Oh, I didn't know Road to Kingdom group were announced. Anyone we know? Is it only one of? I know there was a group that was mentioned, that this group was on Road to Kingdom with the boys. Is it only one of, or is it one of? Because I always confuse them. I believe they are in the lineup again, which I have my suspicion. I don't know. I will have to dig some information, because I'm like, again, they are in the show? I know they didn't win, but I believe they came up second in Road to Kingdom. Gravity is in there. saw a post that says we are getting 21 back, and the only thing we had to sacrifice was Yunho's coming. Oh my God. Like, yeah, everything is happening so, I don't want to say magically, but it's like, some people are leaving, some others are entering, so you're like, wow, these are confusing times. But yeah, we're happy anyways. Oh yeah, let's not talk about that woman. My God, like this never ends with these people. This never ends with these people. Oh my God. Like, I don't understand why they cannot fix these things closed doors, and yeah, just resolve it the way you want to and resolve it because it's so nasty. Like, I cannot see these people like the same. I'm sort of used to reading reading bad news about SM and their deals and everything. Like, I'm sort of used to that. Um, but when it comes to, I see this woman's name and I see the other people's involved, and I get very bad vibes. I really get very bad vibes. I get like, um, I don't know. I just, talking about 21, I don't know anything, but is the reunion just a short period anniversary, or they just signed like a 2 year or more contract? I believe it's for a concert. They are going to have a concert for their anniversary, 15th anniversary. But from what I read, I see another thing being created. So I don't know. Maybe they could release a song, something, because I see them like not just excited for this event, but also I see them like creating something else, something new. So, but from what I've seen, it's still green. So maybe they are in talks. They are talking about it still. They are discussing it. And the same thing I do feel for Blackpink. For Blackpink, I remember someone asked me this year. We were just chatting in a live stream, and someone asked me like if I could pull cards to see if Blackpink are going to do something this year, if they're going to release something as a group, an album or something. Um, and I gotta know, like I got a very, very like uh, determined no. And also like the energy that I got was very cutting, was very cold, was like a lot of discussion. So I think that if they want to do this with Blackpink, I get the vibe that they better start negotiating, which I believe they are because they are no fools. But they better start negotiating with the girls from now, because I see them very inflexible. Like probably they are not going to accept what they had accepted in the past. The girls are putting a lot of boundaries, a lot of um, conditions to do something with as a group. They are very serious about like, no, we don't want to do this, no, this is not good enough, no, we don't agree on this. So they are going to have to come up with something great, because I believe that the girls are not just going to come back and do something just lazy. And I also see them very opinionated, very uh, ready to fight, like ready to argue. It's like you ask them something and they respond back right away, which maybe when they were younger and inexperienced, maybe they didn't get much saying. But now the situation is different. Now they have matured and they know of their power. It's one of. I don't understand how the parents go on and cry on her favor instead of protecting their daughters. If the situation was that bad, sorry, but if you decided to keep them there, you're just as dirty. I don't know. I know YG is a Capricorn, but the Capricorn energy, I believe, is JYP. Did I say that JYP was the Capricorn energy, even though he's a Sag? Yeah, Akira, what you say about the parents, for me, honestly, like, and this is, I don't know if this is me as saying this from my perception of being someone that had watched a lot of documentaries and interviews of very young actors, members of a boy band that I used to admire, you know, coming up with a documentary or coming up with certain exposure of how their family used them and used them for fame and money. So for me, you know, I don't want to be judgmental because I think that not all the parents are like this. But for me, the parents that is like they allow certain things, like for example, your child to go to start in this industry very young. I'm like, I'm sure there's parents that they really are very protective of their children and they are very involved in like, okay, yeah, he will do this or she will do this, but no, she will not do this. But for me, I'm sure there's others that they take advantage of like, oh, I have a famous son and daughter, or I have someone that is doing very well as an actress, an actor, a singer from a very young age, you know. And usually then we hear stories about these celebrities or these people supporting their families, like you know, giving them money, creating business for them, and yeah, everything goes great until this star or this celebrity becomes legal of age, or they become you know, more mature. Their eyes open and they're like, you know, I feel like I had been used for a very long time, and the people that had used me the most were like my parents, or were like my siblings or my grandparents. Like, I don't know, it's a business that yeah, sometimes it's the parents that want the children to be famous. Yeah, it's not their individual like desire. I don't remember them. Like Britney. I'm still new to K-pop, but I already read so many times that it can be so dark. Like the entertainment industry is the West, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah. Look at Janet McCarthy. She exposed a lot of Nickelodeon, but the worst person in her life was still her mom. Yeah. Hey Nina, even in China there's a famous actor who's known for having his family look out for him and not doing certain scenes because he was too young. Yeah, definitely, like you have to, even as a parent, sometimes maybe you have to be a bit like, you have to get, you have to be a bit annoying even, because it's like they want the young children or the young adult, they want them to do certain scenes or certain things that maybe you as a parent, you should be like, whoa, what is this? What are you doing? Like, because then that gets recorded and is replayed a lot of times by people. And also thinking that now people can take certain images and they also create and edit their own POV or their own fantasy or their own, you know, crazy theory about what is going on in that filming or in that image. So You know, sometimes you as a parent, you have to step up and be a bit invasive and be like, what are you doing? Like, where are you taking my child? Like, what is this? Because, yeah, you sort of have to get a bit annoying, but it's like, what are you doing? Um, mm, oh, wow. If the parents say how bad the conditions are training war, why did they keep them there? Mm-hmm. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, like, it's so messy, guys. It's so messy. Like for me, since my favorite uh, my favorite stars from my childhood and my teenage years are all, some of them are gone, some of them are not doing very well, some of them had survived certain things and probably are staying away from the industry. um, I feel a bit sad. I feel a bit sad because I remember my teenage self didn't know anything about it back then. And I also wouldn't have been able to predict that 20 years from them, I would be like hearing all these things about how they, I used to look up to them. You know, when you admire someone and you're like, oh, they are so pretty, oh, they are so talented, oh, look at their mansion, or look at how they're living, or they must be so lucky, so happy. And actually not at all, not at all. Mm. Mm. I know him. I actually first saw him in Nirvana in 5. Oh, yeah, I'm also tired. So I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I already said what I had to say when I read. Like, I don't care. I don't know. I still don't know what we're talking about, these people. I still don't know. I still don't know. Like, when you think that is, like, I didn't think that it was over, but there was some silence. So I was like, okay, maybe they are handling this on their own, and someday we will hear what happened. But no, no, they're not done. I was done the moment they debuted. Yeah, a lot of people, Dania, actually, I had a friend that when I was like, oh, did you watch New Jeans? You know, that they have these great songs that is everywhere. And I remember my friend was like, but those girls, like, yeah, the MV, the concept is really cute, but I'm having a hard time sort of like wanting to support these girls because they are so young, like they are so young. And she was having her doubts, and I remember I recommended her to listen to them, but also from a place of a casual spectator. You know, I'm also not a full fan, you know, but I was like, oh, but have you heard of them? You know, they look very talented, you know, they're doing well because they were everywhere. And I didn't even look at, you know, like how old they are or what. But she was like one of the people that she was like, I'm having a bit of a problem that they are so young. You know, she was like, I will wait a bit. I will wait a bit. I love the music, everything, but like, I don't know, I feel weird. Mm. I tried to, yeah, I know we had this conversation, yes. Yeah, but here we all actually, we all talked about new jeans from a place of really respecting and acknowledging how well they were doing, how they were, they were beautiful, they were everywhere, they were, something beautiful, something that they were doing very well. Um, but yeah, she was one of the people that she was like, I have my reservations about this. Like, I will wait a bit until I don't want to stand them, or I don't want to follow what they do because I feel a bit weird. So yeah, maybe she. Mm, mm. From jump there was a problem. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing with these groups. There's usually at least one underage person, but and some fans can be gross. I heard the world countdown for JK becoming legal. Oh, yeah, I remember for JK that a lot of people actually, like, they are like, oh no, but JK used to be very very young. Poor Bunny. He was so young. I remember his face. He was so young, and now look at him. Like now, like, but I think that, yeah, that's the thing when there's someone that is like the magnet, like for example Taemin, but they have their support system. They have like the older members to sort of like compensate, and I understand that in the case of New Jeans, there were a lot of, like, I don't know if most of them are underage. I don't know, because that usually I don't read for minors in the channel, so I do remember reading for the group and doing some astrological explanations, but I don't know if I read for a member, so I wonder if they're all underage. Oh, APD is doing an addition TV show under 15, and the minimum age of the girls is 3 years. Oh, oh wow. JK definitely debuted way too young. Taemin too. Yeah. Yeah, remember that, like, SM fans, actually, they were like constantly, they were like sort of preventing people from, like, that she used to be problematic when she was working with some STEM groups. Back then it was taken like, oh, you guys are jealous, you guys this, you guys this, but the SM stans, they were saying this for a very long time before. We didn't even know about New Jeans, but I remember there were these comments like, I don't like that person, I don't like that woman, the woman has some things, and yeah, this is not a novelty. Like, actually, the SM stans have been saying this for a while. I mean, they know, they went through this, they seen certain things, so it's not like, oh, shocking, but now they will not shock that woman, like. Like, like a Sagittarius with the necessity of making something known, you're not going to stop them. So probably they mess with the wrong person, in the sense that it's not to say that what she's saying is wrong or right, but they're not going to be able to hush her. She's going to continue to give these press conferences. She's going to continue talking. So yeah. This year, Taemin did say he was too young at the time to debut. Yeah. But look how far he came. Even though, with all the Like with him and obviously with JK, both of them, like they are. I'm so proud of them. Like I know I cannot say this because I'm not like a her like a full time Shawl or Army, but seeing their evolution just makes me feel so happy because I seen their solo work, and honestly, not everyone can pull off that solo act. And of course, that they had already the support and the fame to do whatever they wanted, but to be able to be like, I like their solo work, not because they're part of this group. I like it generally. I like their style, or I like their creativity, or I like this. So it's like wow, you came so far. Mm. Mickey Jin has a creepy past with SM idols too, so people acting like she's a savior are glad I always knew and wasn't blinded by their cuteness and innocence. I'm just a girl core. Well, Tamin's guilty and me made me uncomfortable and kind of feel like it was probably spotlight and sections. Mm. Yes. Sagittarius is slander, I'm ready. No, I mean I love Sagittarius, but I also like I understand that they have this very, especially when they're famous, they have this very exaggerated need to teach you a lesson. Because you know that usually Sagittarius and Jupiter and everything is like the teacher. So when you give them a voice, when you give them a mic, when you give them a podium, when you give them, the spotlight, they are going to sit up and be like, this is what I want to say. And like, yeah, today I will say this, but tomorrow I will come back and I will tell you a bit more about what happened. And then I will tell you a bit more about what happened. And then, like a very exaggerated expression, but also from their perspective is very natural to do this. Maybe for the people that are listening are like, wow, really? You should display all this? Like, don't you think that we should take it so? I'm sure there were a lot of people that they were like, Mihijin, you should. And she was like, no. She was like, I have nothing to lose. I'm going to, so probably we will continue hearing, with Britney Spears, it happened the same. Britney is traumatized, that poor woman, she went through a lot. But remember her Instagram post and everything that she has been doing, the videos, the dancing, and people were like, oh, she's been too much, or what is she doing? She's not going to stop. She can stop for a while. You can hold her a bit for a while, but then she's going to come back and do the videos again because they are like this. And it's like, so this is why I'm like, if you want to go against the Sagittarius, you better be careful. Because they are going to get all the the info, and they are going to go and be like, here. They are not shy. They are not shy. And they don't care if you think that they are the Lulus. They don't care. They are like, I have something to say, and I'm going to say it very loudly. Yeah, idols have to deal with a lot, and it's worse than they're young. Interviewers say the most awkward, these kinds of things, and they have to smile for it. There was also a countdown for Huening. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Not only when they are fine, they are famous, believe me. Yeah, I know. They're very loud, yeah. Even her younger sister was part of all this to her. Jimmy's career was over. Yes. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just that in the case of Britney, there was a lot of injustices. This is why I remember I had like I had like I believe it was like a high school reunion with my former classmates. Um, and you know we are all 85 liners. We are all like millennials, and we were having like this beautiful dinner, you know, all girls like just chatting. We were talking like, oh, remember when we used to be fans of NSYNC or the Backstreet Boys, and there was this that was popular, and then there was this that was popular as well, and the Britney subject came up. And to my surprise, you know, there were a lot of people that they were judging Britney very harsh. They were like, "Oh, remember, like she was so pretty, and now she looks so old, and now she's going crazy, and now she's and remember that she also like used to cheat on Justin Timberlake. You know that she cheated on him, and she was with this person." And I was like, the women were slandering through the image of Britney or what they thought that they knew of Britney and her story and what she did and what she didn't do. Um, and I remember I stood there in silence, like I was just listening, but I wasn't like getting into the conversation because I felt very weird. Like back then, there was no Britney book, like there was no biography. She still was under the, you know, the manage, like her father was managing her career. But I remember I had this need to stay silent because I was like, wow, like, wow, you know everything about Britney's life, right? Like what you read in the 2000s or what you read in 2001 or what you read or what you read or saw from the paparazzi's point of view in the 2000s, you know everything about her life, like why she did what she did, who she did it with, you know. And I felt very like, you know, I feel a bit bad. I was like, wow, like, so it's all Britney's fault. Like, you cannot even think that maybe the girl, the woman, has been through something. So it's better to put a label on her, like she's the crazy one, that she's the wild one, that, oh, well, whatever happened to her, you know, she sort of, you know, she sort of made it happen for herself. So I was like, sometimes women are the worst enemy of another woman. Because I was like, wow, wow. I'm sure you definitely are like a boy band supporter because the way you talk about the female artist is not this. You don't show the same love and appreciation as you do for the men. Send me all of them. I find them the moment I enter this world. Yeah, the throwback. Yes. We sometimes judge women worse because it's the things we've been told. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I just remember I don't know if I was that young. Probably I was like 18 when I saw this documentary of hers that she did this very short reality show of her that she was in this. She was like traveling and touring, and there was this guy, the father of her children, Kevin Federline, and they were recording everything, like, you know, when she was like, because she brought him on tour with her, and they were all like loving, and they were all like, you know, and then she was like considering asking him to marry her, you know. And I remember watching that parts of that reality show, and I remember seeing Britney as a very lonely person. You know, she really wanted a partner. Like, she really wanted to find love. She really, I think that she had this need to find love and to get married and to start her own family. I think that she needed that and she wanted that. And when she saw this guy, I don't know how or why. Maybe I believe it's the desperation of all the things that she was going through, that she was so rushed into doing this. She was like, okay, that man is the one. Even though he had a pregnant wife or fiance, I don't remember, but he had someone pregnant. I don't know. I don't remember if that woman was married to him or if she was a fiance of his. But I remember she was pregnant, and also he had a child with her already. But he was touring. Meanwhile, he was touring with Britney, and he was living the best life, and also like being being with Britney. And she would follow him around everywhere, and this was all recorded. She was so like infatuated with him. She would follow him around, like a puppy everywhere. And I think that that's when you see the weakness of her as a woman, not so much as Britney, the great entertainer. Because when they did MTV Cribs, I believe MTV Cribs, or it was like an MTV documentary, and she did an episode, and also Justin was there. She also like in the shots in the video, you would see her following Justin around everywhere, like a puppy. Like a puppy looking for love and attention. And he would always be just there. And she would be so excited to have him around. So I always felt very sad for her, because I was like, these men don't deserve you. These men don't deserve you. Like, I could see first of all, how childish they were, how the men were so immature. Maybe she also was immature, so there was like, oh, this is like all cool. He's like my best friend, so we should get married. Something like this. Yeah. The more flack Britney received, the more wild she went. She shaved her head. All the attention must have been impossible. Yes. Yeah, men can cheat, commit crimes, and people still defend them because we don't know them. And if a woman is not perfect, she should be over. She would know. She should know. That makes me think how crazy the K-pop standards are. And then you realize apparently most of the fans are women. So it's not even a bunch of guys saying how all these idols need to be perfect. Because of personal experience, I certainly won't judge women harsher, never. Especially with celebs. Of course, it depends on each individual. Yes. Britney was looking for love. Yeah, I could sort of feel it. Like, I was like, girl, it's too obvious what you're doing. Like, and the man would feel like, look how I got her. Look, she's so into me. Look, like that smirk on their faces. I was like, oh, no. Is my mom Britney? Although situations are different, this reminds me of Hyuna a bit. The more criticism she gets, the more she does things to get a reaction. Unfortunately, she doesn't know when to stop. Yeah. Yeah, for me also, Hyuna is like that also. Know it. Like, I don't know the woman, but I think that she's looking for love. She maybe has this idea of getting married and having a family. And maybe she's not like, really seeing who am I going to do this project with, it's like it doesn't matter with whom. It's more like I want their experience. I want this, and no one is going to get in my way of getting this, because I'm going to be happy, and no one is going to get in the middle of me and my happiness. So, because in the case of Britney, that guy, Kevin Federline was like the worst. Like, you even seen his face on TV, you were like, that guy doesn't even have a job. Like, he already has children with some other women who abandoned to be with you. And also at the same time, he's living the greatest life. He's just a dancer, because he was like a backup dancer, and she would then pay for his rap career. Like, that man was like, that you're like, wow, you couldn't find like someone that is more broke, like like someone that is like, I don't, where did you get this guy? Out of all the men, like of course that, you know it's not about him having a job or not. It's more about the attitude. Like, why did you get with this man? Like, he's not good. He's just taking advantage of you. Like, oh no. Yes, I think Cher and J-Lo both fell for their waiters. Of course, it could work, and did for a while for both. J-Lo married hers. Looking for love seems especially challenging for celebrities. Yeah, it's very challenging. It's very challenging, because you also have to think that people are watching you, because you are not a regular person. So there's always going to be criticism over who you're dating, or why you're choosing this person. In the case of Hyuna, we know this person and everything, but the heart what it wants. But for me, that sometimes, I do have female clients that they are asking for love, and they're asking for their partners, for the special someone, for this person that they are seeing. And they always ask me, like, oh, yeah, because I want to know about this guy that I'm seeing, or this person that I'm seeing, because, at the moment, we want to move in together, but he doesn't have a job. He's sort of like waiting to get a proposition for a better role or a better job. So in the meanwhile, I want us to move in together, but at the same time I'm worried because he's not stable, but he says he wants to marry me. So for me, it's like, when I listen to them, it's not like, okay, I'm going to pull cards and just let you know what I see. I think that it's important to review the question, like, why, like, are you listening to yourself? Like this person that you say that you're in a relationship, you want to move in with this person, but you're telling me that this person doesn't have a job, or doesn't have a stable income. So, and at the same time, you're sort of angry at this person, because it's like, yeah, they say that they love me, but they cannot pay for, the basic things around the house. So it's like, you are staying with this person, but you don't see a future with this person, and you are angry at them because they are not working as hard as you think that they should be working. Like, this is not something that is going to resolve magically. Like, I'm going to pull some cards, I'm going to tell you, yes, tomorrow you're going to get married and have everything resolved. It's more like, what is going on with this relationship, and why are you starting and want a commitment with someone that that they don't have a stability, not even to pay for utilities or not even to pay for some bills. So if we start like this, I mean, that person could magically get a job, but I see the frustration in these women that probably these women are my age. So there's something about them probably thinking like, okay, if it's not him, I will not be able to, I don't know, get another guy. I don't know. Maybe they feel like the clock is ticking and they're like, okay, it has to be him, but he's broke at the moment. And I'm like, why are you trying to build something with someone that doesn't have anything? And I'm like, oh, because I'm always trying to help him look for a job, a better job. And he's like, what is he, 5? Like, is he your child? Or I don't know. Mm. 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 Oh. Mm. Mm. But yeah, guys, like, um, yeah, and then women get judged on why they picked that guy instead of why is the guy like that. Yeah, it's like, you know, I mean, if he cannot, like, um, and sometimes it's even relationships are so challenging, guys, because even if sometimes the guy has like a great income and he's doing very well, sometimes he doesn't want to commit, and it's like you probably have a partner that is a great professional, and they just want to stay like this, you know, them at their houses and you in your house, and just separated like this, just living romance. So, but for me, sometimes when I see that the consultation starts with a complaining, you know, and I also see the differences in the energy. For example, the woman in the relationship, she gets a lot of wants. She gets a lot of fire from her side. You know, she's very committed. She probably is thinking like, I have to make this work. Like, I'm also like telling him what to do and how he could be better, how he can resolve this. I'm giving him all the options. I'm giving him all the answers because I want us to advance in our relationship. And the guy feels so like, usually they get a lot of choose. They get the 2 of Pentacles. They get the 2 of Swords. So they are like, they get the Lovers. So it's like, you know, I really like, I am in this limbo or I am in this indecision and I'm not sure I want to get out of here. Like, for me, it's comfortable to be in uncertainty. Yeah, you can give me all the recommendations that you want, but I'm not really paying attention. I'm not ready to make a decision. This is why I always tell you, the Lovers is like the person is not ready to make a decision. But they can be in your life anyways, you know, sort of making you waste your time. Always in the middle, you know, always being neutral. You ask them like, what do you think about this? And they're like, yeah, whatever you say. You know, not staying but not leaving. It's like they're in the middle there, like a piece of furniture. Hey, Chatalina. Mm. 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 Literally, my dad, he's drowning in money and he's a cheapskate. He realized he shouldn't have children and got married after many women and at least 5 children. There's a little many of them. I'm like 2, but thankfully I realized before creating more humans. Yeah, also there's people that really don't want to have children and they don't want to. But you know, there's this thing of like, I don't know how to say no. And sometimes the person that doesn't know how to say no is hurting you. Is hurting you with their indecisiveness. They are hurting you. Because they are not getting out of the way. They are there. And you probably want them there. So it's much more, it's deeper than that person getting a job or a position so they can put more money in the house and you can move in together. Actually, moving in together is like the initial part where you are actually going to enter a new scenario where something else could come up and you will have an issue also with that. So, you know, like the greatest gift that someone can give you is their honesty. Is their honesty. Or is just telling you no. It's just probably tell you no. Like, you know what you're expecting of me, I cannot give it to you. So then you get, it's on your hands to decide what you're going to do with that information. That person just told you that they cannot give you anymore. They cannot give you what you need. They cannot give you like that amount, that change, that something that you expect of them. They cannot give it to you. So what are you going to do with that? Okay, guys, I tell you who I have in my list, that I have a lot, but is very welcome. For the live stream of today, I have these duos that make each other shine. I have twice Nayeon and Jennie, Le Sserafim, Jaejoong and Kazuha, they're both Leos. I have Kim Jaejoong and Jinsu, the former TVSQ and JYJ duo. And then I have Jennie and Jisoo. I have Hyorin and Taeyong of Big Bang, that they are married, I believe, still. I have the two Leos of NCT Dream. I have Mark and Jimin. I have TXT, Jongho and Huening. I have Girls' Generation Sooyoung and her boyfriend Jung Kyung-ho. And then last, I have Ateez, Jaejoong and Junsu. So yeah, this is the duos for today. Okay, I'm going to start with twice Nayeon and Jennie. I'm going to place Nayeon on the left and Jennie on the right. Yeah, a lot of ranting, but you know, it's healing also to reflect. Okay, the start for Nayeon, we have the star card. I have the King of Cups, and I have the Death card. And then I have, from Jennie's side, we have Justice, Two of Pentacles, and Ten of Wands. And their connection, we have the card of the Temperance, Protection. So Very busy. But it's very interesting from Nayeon's perspective because I see the King of Cups in here and the Death card. So I'm like, could it be that there was a man involved in here? I'm not saying it's someone that they were like interested in or drama, but I think that there was someone in the middle, like at least from Nayeon's side, um, there was someone that sort of was like in the way. And I think that, and also this man is like attached to the stars, so I think that it has to do with her exposure and her fame. So, and also the death card, it's like finally this man is out of her life. So I think that probably she couldn't hang out that often with Jennie because of this man. Because of this man. It's not a man that she used to date, nor Jennie dated. No, it's like a man that was in the middle of Nayeon's social activities. It's like I think that this man sort of like prevented her from actually going out and doing things like the way she would want to, seeing Jennie more, or going out more. I think that he was in the middle of her fame. He was sort of stealing her fame as well. He's finally gone because we have the death card, so definitely there has been a transformation. But there's something about, like her shining very much and her being very famous, and also like, complementing that also Jennie was very famous, both of them very famous. But the man was in the middle, so the man was like an impediment for her to go out and do more things. Finally, he's like moving on from the scene, but I think that he's the reason why she doesn't hang out with her famous friends that often. She probably does talk to them, but it's like when it comes to her just being very spontaneous and just enjoying and being like, oh, let's go out, like let's do this, And I think that this has to do with them a while ago, not now that that maybe Jennie is in another stage in her career, and also Nayeon. I think that this man is like he took over Nayeon's best moments, I would say, because the star is here. So, probably she was also very popular, but with popularity, this man came. And he seems like loving her because he is the King of Cups. But at the same time, he was sort of getting in the middle of her fame. It's like the more exposure she got, the more the man was in the middle. This is why he's in the middle of the ring. But he's gone. He's gone. So probably, he was an impediment for her to go out and see Jennie more. So he's like finally there's some things moving from here, and probably she can like relax and enjoy her connections a bit more. Yeah, I think is his yeah, is her stalker. Yeah, I think that is her stalker because he's here coming with all this love and proposition, and him feeling so entitled and so emotional that I think that this is like. But I think that he was obsessed with her fame. It's not that he really liked Nayeon. I think that he was getting a lot of recognition. I don't know if people recognized him, or they gave him attention, so he got of that, and he's like, yeah, proudly and openly, I am Nayeon's stalker. So I think that he got addicted to that, to the attention. So, so finally, that man is gone because we have the death card, and finally, like she can hang out a bit more with her famous friends. This including Jennie, and also from Jennie's side, we have the Justice, we have the Two of Pentacles, and the ten of Wands. So yeah, for Jennie, I think that for Jennie is also like she also got this major arcana of Justice, and she's like
finally also you got out of this, you got out of this situation. And I think that for Jennie also, Jennie feels very, very positive towards Nayeon. She probably also is someone that she feels like she can finally like breathe um, very, very well. She can finally feel, she feels a bit much more free. Also with the justice, I feel like she's like, we both got the justice that we deserved. So now we are both more liberated to see each other and to talk to each other and to hang out more often, or to sort of resume this friendship. With the Two of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands, I think that still Jennie, she got this liberation. She's like finally also, in this connection with Nayeon, she's also feeling like much more free to communicate. But also the Two of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands is like probably she's very busy. Like she's transitioning the change of what she's doing individually. That is very tiring. It's very exhausting. So I think that this sort of affects also probably them not seeing each other that often. But at the same time, I think that Jennie is also someone that probably she's also seen. I don't know if Nayeon went through some type of injustices in the past. So from Jennie's perspective, it's like finally you got rid of this. Finally justice was done. Because also with the Two of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands, I think that she also, in hearing her energy, there's something about like we both had it so tough at some point. Like we both had very intense issues in our career, or I think that from Jennie, it's like finally things are changing for ourselves. This is not over, of course. Like this is a long individual road, but for her, it's like I'm grateful that we are not in the same very restrictive area, like feeling so tied up. I don't know why. I think that for Jennie, it's like like sort of yelling victory. I mean, like, yeah, finally we are free. Finally things are accommodating for us. But I think that yeah, she's still very busy. She's still transitioning the change of her own circumstances. I think that there are moments where she feels well. There's moments where she's like, great, I love this that I'm doing. I love this. I love myself in this era. But at the same time, there's a lot of responsibilities also. So she's not entirely free. In the case of Nayeon, in this connection, I think that Nayeon, after this man is gone, she's like, finally, like I got rid of this person. This person was bothering me, was in the middle of my success, and now I can finally be me and show myself. Like, I don't know why I feel like Nayeon was even restricted to, like, there's something about her not showing her whole stardom potential because of this person. I don't know if this person was like criticizing her, or if they were getting in the way of her getting certain deals or opportunities, because it's like, she should have gotten this star card a long time ago. But I think that there were moments where she was like, I cannot show myself. I'm sort of like, if you see the star card is it shows you the image of someone that is naked, and in this card you show that when you have an image of someone that is naked, it shows you that person comes into the scene and is loved by how they are. They show themselves the way they are. They have this transparency. But I think that because of the intrusion of this person, or the influence of this person, she wasn't able to shine. There's something about her, actually, I don't know about Nayeon, but could it be that she had the potential? Could it be that she's like a neat girl as well, or she was a neat girl just like Jennie a few years ago? Could it be that they both of them had that label, that potential, And I think that for, I don't know why I get that Nayeon is like, I could have been bigger actually, but things were postponed because of this man. And this man definitely has some emotional attachment to her. It's not like a couple, it's not like a partner, it's not someone that she acknowledges as part of her life. I think that this person introduces themselves as part of her life, gets in the middle, but she is not welcoming this person. This person got in the middle of her projects and her possibility to shine more. But things are changing, things are advancing, a new era, a new change for her. She probably feels lighter. And also we have the temperance that it says protection. But yeah, the temperance is also a new era, a new possibility for this friendship to enter a new stage where both of them feel much more liberated, and probably they are very protective of each other as well. They are like, let's not go through this again. Like, let's not get that distant from each other. But I think that from Nayeon it feels like this person shows up in the middle, and they claim that they love her, but I think that no one wants this person to love. It's not reciprocated. It's not reciprocated. Yeah, Nayeon, Jennie, and Irene were the first Jennie girls. Wasa. Yeah. Wow. Poor Nayeon. Like, because I don't know why I feel like also a way probably her not seeing Jennie that often, or maybe another also important and influential girl from another groups. I think that she was like, sort of not wanting to meet with them in person because of this man that was sort of following her around. So this is why she didn't hang out with them more often, because she was like, no, because if I go out and he follows me, or he follows what I do, and maybe he gets the information of this person, and probably they're going to ruin her career. So I don't want to risk it. So this is why she isolated herself. It's like, we used to be friends, but we are not seeing each other at the moment. This is why we have, like, the last card, we have the card of the temperance that it says protection, because actually they are very protective of each other. They are very protective. Okay, I'm going to continue with the Sserafim, Kim Chae-won and Kazuha, the both Leos of the group. Their friendship or their duo. Chae-won, Kazuha. Very powerful, these girls. Very powerful. Very powerful. I like it. They are very they are very strong. Their auras are very strong. Like the Leos they are. From Chae-won's side, we have the King of Pentacles. We have the Sun, that is very, very Leo, and Page of Cups. And from Kazuha's side, we have the Emperor, Knight of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. Definitely Kazuha is much more like, not so sentimental, much more about like, okay, let's work. Like, she is a bit much more patient. And then from the other tarot deck, I got the card of the Hierophant. That in here, the keyword says, it's not called the Hierophant, it's called the Healer. And the keyword is kindness. Kindness. So yeah, this is a friendship that is based on a lot of optimism. I can see the Leo energy in the two of them because both of them, they value each other very much. This is like they are each other's cheerleaders, I would say. Especially from Jaewon's side, I feel her like also very in control of her body, in control of her talents. With the Sun card, she's like very optimistic, very joyful. And the Page of Cups is that she probably is a bit much more affectionate than Kazuha. She probably is the one that initiates the connection. She's like she goes towards Kazuha more often probably, and she is. Could it be that she's younger than Kazuha? So there's something about her being very cute, loving, and just very loving. But definitely, yeah, she can act like a magnet. She can act like someone that is young, but she is in here. Like there's this energy of the King of Pentacles. So definitely, from Jaewon's side, she is very stable in herself. She knows her worth. She knows what she deserves. She is like she is very confident in herself, and in this connection she's very loving towards Kazuha. I think that she can, from time to time, both of them give me bossy vibes, that this is their love language, to tell each other what to do. There's something about them, because one starts with the King of Pentacles and the other starts with the Emperor. So there's like these two very strong boss ladies. I would say that they are like, that will look great on you, or you should do this to be better, or you should, like, definitely they have an eye for perfection. But it's not that they criticize. They don't criticize. They just give you opinions, or they give you advice so you can shine more. This is like Leo people in their very transformative and positive light. The light aspect of being a Leo. These are very they complement each other very well. I think that both of them has a strong character. Both of them have leadership. Like there's something about, like they are their own authority, I would say. So it's like in here there's no one that is like, okay, you follow me. No. There's no no. They're equal in power. I feel their energy is very positive, very hardworking also. But they know their value. They don't have low self-esteem. No. They are very well established in themselves. They know who they are. In the case of Kazuha, I sort of see her like being a bit much more inflexible. She's like, yeah, like she could look a bit much more controlled. Like, probably Chewon is a bit much more like cute and loving and just flirtatious, and like she gets everything that she wants. She smiles at you or she does something cute and you just have to love her, because she has this. She's so good with people, and also she's so loving, she's so fresh. But in the case of Kazuha, she probably is a bit much more rigid, and probably she's much more focused on results. There's something very earthy in her. There's something about her like probably saying, okay, let's go back to work, or let's work on this, or no, I'm busy, or no, thank you, don't distract me because I have things to do. She takes life very seriously. She probably, Leo also talks about, you being able to have fun and laugh and connect with your inner child. Well, in this case, I think that for Kazuha feels a huge weight on her shoulders, being the emperor, that she's like, I have no time to play. She's like these children that are born into this, like they have the soul of these very old people. Well, she could be like this, she could be someone that is like, no, 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 let's not fool around, let's go back to work. She's definitely is, but she's very fair. It's like, okay, if you give me attention, I will give it back to you. So she is generous in her own way, but probably she's much more about, like, okay, like you are giving me love, okay, I'm going to give you something material that represents my love for you. Or probably I'm going to teach you something that you need to know, and this is the way I show you that I care. In the case of Chaewon, she's much more like, much more affectionate and cute. She definitely is she seems so loving, so loving, so cute. But yeah, with the Hierophant, the healer, it says kindness. So they are so kind to each other. They are so kind to each other. They are very understanding. I think that the relationship is very well established in they have a great base, a great basement that is built from a place of like, you can be who you are and I can be also who I am. Like there's no one forcing the other to change. No, both of them are very prideful as well. So you cannot try to control them or be like, oh, you shouldn't be like this, be less like this. No, both of them are very. It feels like they are very, I don't want to say bossy, but I feel like their energy is very much experience. So, and also I think that they have a great influence in the group. Probably whatever they say, or an idea or something, they get their ideas across. Or I don't know, maybe the audience also respects them a lot. There's something about them. Also, they got the Hierophant, so there's something with kindness. Probably the girls also, despite of people, that people are always, there's always going to be haters. But when I have the keyword of kindness, I'm like, probably these two girls get a lot of kindness, despite of all the haters that are going around. Probably with them it's not that much. So they are, I don't know, they feel much more stable emotionally. And I love it because there's no competition, there's no friction, there's no like, oh, look what you're doing and I'm doing anything. No, they are both bosses. And Chaewon is a double Leo. Beautiful. I love it. They are so completed inside. This is why I'm like, the girls are tough. Like, they're not going to break them like this. So don't worry. The girls are tough. They are very well secure in themselves. And I think that that's so beautiful, because sometimes this industry can be so harsh on girls, specifically on girls, on females. So, but with them, I sense the true Leo, energy. They are both amazing. Yeah, they have their characters. They have their characters as well. They are not. You will not be able to manipulate them or tell them what to do, because they are authorities themselves. They feel very sure of themselves. So you cannot bring them down just like this. I'm going to continue with Kim Jaejoong and Kim Jisoo. Kim Jaejoong, Kim Junsu. Yeah, it's a lovely message. I love it for the girls. I love it. I love it. I love it that they know their worth. Okay, for Kim Jae-joon from his side, we have the Seven of Wands, we have the Four of Pentacles, and we have the Emperor. So definitely from Kim Jae-joon, definitely I feel he's very resistant energy. Um, like you know, he's busy. He's busy defending himself, his legacy. He's like, you know, he's so busy. In the case of Kim Junsu, we have the Two of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles. He's also working. He's also working very much, and the Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, they are both working a lot, I would say. And I think that their connection also feels like they wish each other well at distance, because I feel like they cannot stop to smell the roses still. There's a lot of fight. From Kim Junsu, from his side, I see that yeah, he's much more adaptable. He's probably starting a new job or something, like, or finishing a project, and probably there's a woman also in there, like probably a collaboration, or he's working with someone from the industry. And from Kim Jaejoong, he definitely is working on his empire. He's like, you know, holding on very tight. He's like, you're not going to get me. I'm going to defend what is mine. I'm going to get what is mine. So I think that both of them actually what they have in common is all the years of pushing and pushing and putting a lot of effort and a lot of work. I think that these people still at this day, they cannot relax. They cannot relax. Probably when they get together, they talk and reflect a lot about how hard it is to continue doing what they're doing. Probably it's like, you know, a whole process of them cheering each other up and being like, don't give up, like don't give up, like really, like keep going, because we have at the end we have a goal, we have our value, we matter, we have value. So also with at the end we have with this card we have the Ace of Spirals, that is like the Ace of Pentacles, and it says manifestation. So see all these pentacles, all this hard work. I think that at the end this year is going to be a manifestation, in the sense of they're going to come together and be like, okay, like I think that there's something about them, not just like, oh, we get together and talk about work, but I think that these men cannot rest still. They cannot relax until they see each other succeed. You know, I think that they are very stubborn. You know, there's something about them, and also like helping each other to stay online. It's like, you don't give up because I'm not giving up, so you better continue as well. So it's like each other, their dynamic is all about like, keep putting the effort, keep working, I'm working, are you working? Like there's something about, like, you know, protect what is yours. From the place of Kim Jae-joong, definitely I think that he starts with the Seven of Wands, so probably he is a bit much more passionate, or maybe he gets a bit much more of backlash than Kim Junsu. So I see him a bit much more like aggressive towards like, okay, I'm going to stand my ground and I'm going to defend myself, you know. And probably he's a bit obsessed with, you know, this that he's protecting, you know, his legacy, his name, his face, his image. He's like, this is me, so I'm going to protect what is mine. In the case of Kim Jong-soo, I think that he's also very hardworking, but probably, um, he also wants to continue working, but he's much more flexible and adaptable because probably he comes and go between projects. You know, it's not that he has a stability. He has to still work on certain things and adapt. So probably it's not the same as Kim Jae-jung, that he has like an empire, and from Kim Joo-soon it's like I have to adapt. And also seeing here this Queen of Pentacles, you know, I said that this could be a collaboration, but maybe this could also be a love interest. So I don't know if Kim Jin-soo, if he's married, I don't think so, but you know, this could be also an influential woman in his life. So this could be someone that he's like, you know, I'm also adapting and doing all the hard work because either I want to get married, I don't know, I want to date this person, I want to establish myself with this person, I want to grow old with this person, I want to have my own family. So he's also working, but not so much from like, oh, because I want to get what is mine, you know, this heavy, assertive image. For him, it's more like, you know, I want to have a stable job, so you know, I can also probably have my own family. I think that this woman is important. Probably he's thinking about marriage. He's thinking probably about like, you know, he probably feels lonely and he's like thinking about maybe settling down or having a partner. And maybe this woman that he could potentially be working with this person. But he's like, you know, I'm thinking that besides work, I probably should also focus on my relationship and just having a healthy relationship. And I think that there's something about him also learning to put efforts in connections. It's like, I don't know if he has to also like, earn a certain amount of money to date this person, or he has to put a lot of effort to sort of like attract this person, but he's like really he's really concentrated. But yeah, they have the Ace of Pentacles, that is manifest. So definitely this year they are going to get a lot of things that they had been waiting for. But yeah, they are very supportive of each other's advances. You know, there's something about like, don't stop, I will not stop, you don't stop. So they are very motivational. By the way, on previous live stream, I gave you the wrong info about Jaejoong. I thought he was a Sag moon because that's what his chart on Astrostim says, but he's actually a Leo moon, and it makes a lot of sense because he looks a lot like Jaejoong. Really? I thought he was a Sagittarius moon as well. I remember when I read for him a couple years ago, the first time I pulled cards for him that someone requested, I looked for it and I got Sag moon. I got a Sagittarius moon. And also I was thinking, I was reflecting on this because his eyes are very dark. I don't know, maybe that he wears lenses. He wears like, you know, idols wear contact lenses, so probably it's that. But sometimes when I look at him, I'm like, his eyes are very dark. Could he be a Capricorn moon? Because, you know, sometimes Capricorn moon people, they tend to have very black eyes, like, you know, like very strong eyes. So it does look Saturnian. Yeah, he's a Leo moon. Or boo-boo. I'll recheck just in case because I'm having doubts now, but I think so. You know, look, the thing that happens with with Jaejoong is very interesting because since he is adopted, I think that not even him knows the whole thing of when he was born and everything. I think that he was told something, and he then later in life he was revealed certain details about his first years. But I think that there's something there's something that maybe the date is not the date. I remember the first time I read for him, I got very confused during the reading. Even though like I don't like it's like I just ask like the beer time, or not the beer time, the beer date, just for like a formality, but actually there's no need unless the person really wants like a reading or an analysis of the beer chart with the cards. But there's something about me getting that information, like seeing his date, his birth date, and just thinking that it's not right. Thinking that it's not right. There's something hidden in there. There's something hidden. It's like they had, and I think that he knows this because this is why he's such a complex person. I mean, he went through a lot. The other day that I heard this story that he told about the sasang that entered his house and laid in top of him while he was sleeping and kissed him or tried to kiss him. When I heard that, I swear I was like, there's no way someone did this. But yeah, they did it. This like and I was like, how do you recover from that? Like the years of therapy that you have to have for that. And let's not even like discuss if maybe idols have this also traumatic experience of some inappropriate touching from someone, maybe and this doesn't have to be sexual. Maybe it's just like someone touching you without your consent, and you've been like, you know. So I don't know. I think that his energy feels so complex for me, and I think that this is so, and I think that it will be really hard to actually get the actual story, because I think that his parents do not know entirely the whole. They know what they've been told, but they don't have the exact information. And also they are I believe that they are as old as my parents. Also my parents are like my dad is almost 80. So when you have parents that are elders, that their memories doesn't work very well, and they don't remember certain things. And also back in the days, in the 80s, things also were a bit fishy when it comes to like, oh yeah, I forgot to, I don't know, I had to go and get this certificate for you, the birth certificate. Oh, I forgot, so I have to do it again. And I go another day. And everything gets mixed because things weren't that like regulated like today. So a lot of information was made up or was just arranged in that moment. But I think that in the case of Kim Jae-jung, I would be like, he would probably need someone to, I don't know how you say it, rectify his birth chart. But for me, it's not about the hour. For me, it's the day. The day is not correct. That's what I feel energetically. I feel like his identity this is not just him being adopted. There's another layer also. No, he's a Leo for sure. Yeah, he does look like a Leo. If he's adopted, then it's possible it's wrong. I still think he has the Alicia doctor. That's right, yes. Yeah, rectify his spiritual, but it's so hard to rectify. Yes. Could he be a Capricorn? Could he be like January the 20th? You know, in the middle? It's just that, yeah, it's so complex. We will never know, you know, especially because we are talking about someone that is like in the public scene. So even if we think that we know something that they told us, we have to take into consideration that he was adopted, and then you have to think about like what his parents know, what the other people know, what they don't know. So it's full of secrecy. It's full of secrecy. That for me is like it's very interesting because I think that I sort of understand why probably for him to fight for his own image, you know, that I said something about to fight for his own image, for his own legacy, for his own fame. I think that for him is like more important. It's not just like, oh, I want revenge or I want this. For him, it's all about like, you're not taking my identity again. I worked so hard to build this image. This is mine. You know, because probably he didn't have that. Like, there's a part of his story that he doesn't know. I mean, he knows what he's been told. But there's also a lot of lies and things hidden. So there's something about him, you know, sort of being in this mood of like, expecting people to lie to him at a certain point in his life. He's like, okay, I'm sure someone is going to come today and tell me that this that I had been knowing all along is not like this. So trust issues all the way. Trust issues all the way. Yes. Some people get their birthdays assigned in January, but it's not precise. Yes. Adoption is a very complex and sensitive subject. Also, we have to think about like the way he was conceived, you know, the circumstances, you know, how he was delivered to this world. You know, he does have to get a lot of healing. So I think that this man definitely has to, I know he has been traveling and everything, but I think that if he has the potential, if he has the money, if he has the resources, is to do some self-discovery journey to heal certain traumas. It's not so much about like, okay, who am I? I need someone to tell me who am I. No, but probably to, because I can sort of feel the empathy towards him because we are almost the same age. We are almost the same age. Like he is from the 86 and I'm from 85. I grew up with people of the 85. So we all went through these confusing times, family secrets, a lot of hiding, people that you thought that you knew, no, something came up. So it sort of traumatized you somehow, even if sometimes some things doesn't happen necessarily to you, but it happens to a friend, a neighbor, a family member, and I think that he needs that that tool, that self-discovery, like who am I? Who am I? It's interesting you mentioned Cap for him because his story is very Neptunian, very mysterious. And his Neptune is in Cap. Maybe he has Cap rising conjunct Neptune. Or maybe his sun is in the 12th house. Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of things hidden. A lot of things hidden. Also, we are Pluto in a Scorpio generation, so also when we were born, there were a lot of deaths and rebirths, like it was very chaotic times. I know that they are from another part of the world, I'm from Latin America, they are from Asia, but in those times, the energy felt dense. The energy felt dense. Definitely. I'm not adopted, but I know what it's like to have trust issues thanks to your family. They do lie to you, and it's your own story. Yeah, and also I think that there's a lot of things also with family dynamics that when they hide things and they make you participate when you're very young, and then when you grow up you start seeing things, and then that builds a lot of things on yourself, a lot of trust issues that you're like, yeah, but I had a very healthy childhood, like nothing was lacking, actually I had everything, but no, there were some things going in the background that that they were a bit hurtful, and it's like you cannot go around like pointing fingers, oh, you did this, you said this, but maybe from our adult self what we can do is to go in this and analyze, okay, what does this have to do with me, how does this make me feel that this happened in my household or in my family or in my community, and why I think about this even though a lot of years have passed. It's hard to see things clearly with family sometimes, and even when you don't know, you feel the secrecy. Yeah, for me, for example, I had one of my cousins that he was like, I knew that because we would like be playing together all the time, and he would often tell me about how his brother was very violent towards him, how he would always like physically like hit him, and also verbally, how his parents just weren't protecting him, but that back then that a child couldn't talk, you couldn't say, you couldn't be like, oh, I have an issue here, I cannot live like this, children don't know, but since we used to be playmates, we used to play together, he would tell me things and I would listen. So since I was very young, I would be like, that's sad. Why is that happening to you? For me it was unbelievable because I did see it. I was like, there's something wrong with your brother, because every time he comes over to play, he ruins things for us, and I didn't like him. But I didn't know that he was living a hell inside his house. But at the same time, what was very hurtful was that everyone knew and no one did anything to protect him. And then later in life, he exited himself from life, and that's something that I had to sort of also go through that story, because even though it didn't happen to me, but I remember the conversations we used to have when we were like 5 or 7. And he always used to be like, oh, you're so lucky because you're an only child. I have to go to my house and leave this. You know, he was so wise. We were all the same age, like we were the both of us. So when your senses and your perception is awakened when you're so young, or you remember things and you remember how that made you feel, it's really hard to then go and sit at the family gathering and be like, oh, because we are the perfect family and everyone is happy. And it's like, no, you guys are all liars. You are all liars. You had the chance to do something in the moment, but you didn't. So, you know, that's each family has their own things, you know. Yes. I feel like part of me is lost, and if the older members keep, I'll never get to know. Yes, you were still affected by it. It's hard to watch these things from the outside, not being able to do anything. Same, I'm the oldest, and definitely my best days were as an only child. After that, my whole family swept me after on the floor. Yeah. Yeah. There's one thing that I like. I always make sure for my my we have little children in the family, and whenever the new baby is coming, like I always make sure to yeah, I'm all for the baby. I love the babies, but I also pay extra attention to the oldest. I pay extra attention to the firstborn, to the middle child. Like I don't have children of my own, so you know I notice those things, and I'm like, you know, I'm always buy them something cute, or I spend time talking to them and be like, how was your day? What did you do? You know, how are you doing in school? You know, because before their not the children, their sibling arrived, they were number one, and they were sort of postponed to a different level because you know new babies came. And sometimes parents, because they are so busy and they have their own responsibilities, they don't notice that some kids are more sensitive to changes. And it's like, oh, but I was the favorite, you know, a couple years ago, and now all of a sudden I'm like, you know, I'm being terrible, and I don't like it, and I don't like the change. Like the Tolstoy quote about families. All happy families are alike. Each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. Being the oldest is hard, but being the oldest sister of a boy is another level. It's like you existed because they were waiting for him. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure it's like this. Yeah, there's something about the boy in the family that yeah they Tolstoy. Yeah. Yeah, we all need like a group therapy, guys. Someday we should do like a dynamic, but maybe we should do it, you know, like a private gathering, you know, online for us, and we talk about these things. But yeah, you know, since we are talking about families, dynamics, like relationships, duos, our favorite idols, you know, these things come up because they sort of are like archetypes. So we grab on this, and that's why we remember what we also went through. Because at the end, it's all about us, you know, not so much about them. Okay. Okay. I'm going to continue with Blackpink, Jennie, and Jisoo. This dynamic, Jennie, Jisoo. Oh, for Jisoo, oh my god, oh wow. For Jisoo, for Jisoo I got, but well, let's grab all the cards that Jisoo needs because she has the need to speak up, so we are going to grab them. So I'm like, okay, let's go, Jisoo. It's like, I'm not holding you back, Jisoo. Just say what you want to say. Now it's positive. But definitely from Jennie, it feels like, look, all these major arcanas. From Jennie's side, we start with the Wheel of Fortune, the Tower, the Judgment. So Jennie definitely is going through it. Definitely is going through it. Like, there's something about her, just like, things are changing for her, and it's so uncomfortable. She probably is feeling very uncomfortable in connections at the moment. She's like probably in this process of like, yeah, I like you, but can I be left alone, please? Because she's like in this cycle. And from Jisoo, we have the Ten of Swords, Three of Wands, Knight of Wands, the Hangman, and the Star card. And their connection, we have the Eight of Pentacles, apprenticeship. So yeah, I think that, yeah, she's on her Saturn return, I believe. Yeah, it does look like that, yeah. I think that Jennie energetically, like, let's leave her be. I think that internally, like spiritually, she's going through a lot of things, and she needs a lot of understanding. It's not personal towards Jisoo, but I think that for her, she's feeling very uncomfortable in her skin. She probably is not resting very well as well. But the good thing is that this shall pass. This solar return or this Saturn return is going to pass. And at the end is also about, about like her doing some detox in her life. If there's people that are not good for her, if there's some connections that are falling, it's like because it's meant to be. So she probably feels a bit uncomfortable energetically. She's like, I don't want to see people, like, I'm tired, I'm draining. I feel like I don't have energy. I don't know. She feels a bit, she feels a bit weird. She feels a bit sensitive, like, I don't want to go out and see people. Like, if she has to do it, she will do it, but probably she's like transitioning this moment where it seems like things that she wanted to manifest, they are sort of falling apart. But at the same time, the judgment is, the advice is like, it was bound to happen. If there's no stability, it was bound to break. Like, it was going to happen. You cannot prevent change. You cannot prevent that certain things that don't have like stability, that they're falling apart. They're falling apart. And probably, this is not so much about people or things. Probably it's parts of herself. Her realizing that she's not the same person that she used to be. Maybe she's changing her mind about certain things. She's like thinking like, oh, this that I used to love, I don't love anymore. And it's about reflection. She has to just reflect, and not go against this that is happening. From Jisoo's part, I think that Jisoo also feels like a bit like mentally, she probably also went through some period of feeling a bit like, oh, everything happens to me. I'm tired. Like, she probably is like, but I think that from the cards that I have here, and all the cards that came up, Jisoo is moving more. Jisoo is like, she went through a moment of feeling really down or feeling pity for herself and being like, oh my God, this that I want is not coming true. Or I had these circumstances, these unfortunate circumstances with these people, but she's still moving. Her energy is still moving. But we have the hangman and we have the star. So, so I think that that Jisoo is trying to move, but in the middle, like she's trying. She's like trying to look at the panorama, and it's like, okay, I have to go there. But the handman is like, stop. The handman is like, stop and observe. But the star card also is a very luminous card. It's a card of like also destiny. Like when things don't advance, it's also a message. It's also a message for you. That if you have to wait, you will have to wait. And it's not like a curse, it's not something tragic, it's just that maybe also her energies. And I think that this has to do maybe with her. I think that she wants to see Jennie. She wants to go to Jennie more often. There's something about she feeling a bit sorry because she's like, I want to do more things with Jennie. I feel like I'm leaving Jennie behind, or I'm not giving her the amount of attention that I used to give her. Because I sort of see her like, okay, if I move my schedule like this, and if I do this like this, maybe I can go. But then the hangman and the star is like, you probably are not going to see her because you also have something to do. She probably also is like doing something or some deals on herself, or she's like being asked to fly somewhere or do something like an interview or like a photo shoot or something that is like, you were supposed to go and see her, but something came up, something that it also has to do with your stardom and with your own fame. So, they are like, we need you here. We need you here. You cannot go. You cannot go because we need you. You are shining. You are beautiful. This is your moment. So probably, I think that she's like, but I'm used to always be for the girls. Like, why can't I move now? I feel like I cannot move. I cannot make a simple plan, like a simple plan to go and have lunch. I feel like she feels very restricted by the universe. She's like, why when I have the day off, she cannot make it? Or why when she has a day off, I cannot make it? So there's something about them feeling like, okay, maybe the planets are not aligning, but it's all circumstantial. It's not going to last forever. But I do see poor Jisoo just trying to come up with plans. So how can I go and see her? I don't know. And I definitely think that in this connection, definitely is very needed for someone like Jisoo that just goes and see you and visit you. Because if you would ask Jennie, like, can I go see you? Can I come over? She's probably going to give you, no, not today. I don't feel my best. She's probably like very, very reserved and like, I don't feel like talking, or receiving visitors. But yeah, with the card of the Eight of Pentacles, apprenticeship. So this, like I said, these interruptions, these like, oh, I cannot make it, we seem to not get the timing right, is all it's also something that is going to pass. And also with the Eight of Pentacles, it lets you know that it's all part of a lesson. And it also has to do that that even if you don't meet, the fact that one of them or the two of them want to see each other, or they make the effort, is simple enough, is good enough to be like, okay, they care for each other. The Eight of Pentacles is like, okay, I will make what I can, and I sort of will perfectionate my strategy to go towards you, or to go and be a better friend, or be a better supporter, or be a better companionship. Like there's something about them, both of them putting the effort, but also apprenticeship is that probably both of them are in this period of feeling like apprentices in their own individual path or individual evolution. So probably both of them feel very lonely, and it's like, okay, yeah, they can talk, but their paths are so individual that it's like, yeah, they get what the other is going through, but not so much. Not so much because it's different. But there's a huge lesson in here, in that if one of them makes the effort to go and see the other or to go and assist the other, then the relationship is always going to be better and better, because there's this willpower to put effort into the detail. It's like, I don't stop, I keep working, I keep putting the effort, I keep learning from you. So for a friendship, this is great. But also part of being a friend, it has to do with you understanding that maybe the other person is not in their best mood, but you still like offer yourself. You're like, if you want to, I can somehow make it. Maybe a couple of hours. You tell me, and I'll be there. There's a lot of effort put in here, and definitely Jisoo is very, is very. I would say she's very resourceful. She's very talented with coming up with ideas. So it's like, I have to come up with an idea to go and see you. But I guess that also it has to do with her sort of learning a way to get Jennie to say yes. Like, I think that, with the kind of apprenticeship, it's like somehow you have to become an expert of the other person to know when to crack the code, because Jennie is a complex. It's like, she has so many barriers at the moment that it's like you have to find your way to be like, hello, I'm here. Okay, I'm going to continue with Min Hyo-rin and Taeyeon of Big Bang, their relationship. And I believe they are married. How many children do they have? A lot of cups. A lot of cups. I love it. Okay. From Min Hyo-rin, we have the Six of Cups. We have the Wall card. We have the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups came up a lot today. From Taeyeon's side, we have the Queen of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. So let me guess, he is the one that is super in love with her, because I can sort of see him being the most emotional of the two in the connection. I would say that he's so in love with her. And the connection, we have also the Four of Cups that it says contemplation. So I think that from Min Hyo-rin, no, it's for Big Bang's Taeyeon wife and him. Min Hyorin. Min Hyorin. From her side, I think that she's a bit like, um, she also is still in love, like with the Six of Cups, the Wall card, and the Page. I think that these two are such a lovebirds. Like there's something about them being very emotional, but I think that for her, it's very amazing how time passes and this doesn't change. Like she really, there's moments, there's with the Wall card, I think that she could from time to time have a bit of fear, because as time passes she's like, okay, will I still be feeling the same love for him after all these years? And I think that yes, definitely she's a very loving and devoted partner. um, but she often looks at the past and she's like, do we still have that emotional bond? Do we still have that? And they definitely do. They definitely do. I think that she's very talented in probably coming up with new ideas about how to be a better partner for him. I don't know, with the Page of Cups, I see her probably like even learning something new or learning new techniques to sort of seduce him or being a better partner or being a bit much more like working on their emotionality. It's like, okay, how can I be more expressive? How can I be more generous towards him? And she feels very teenage-like. She's very humble. She's like, yeah, I know we had good times, but I still want to have more good times with him. Like I'm not over. I'm not over. Like I still have a lot of love in my cup. I still have a lot of love for him. She's so loving. She's so loving. Like, and he's so in love with her. He's so in love with her. Look at, we have the Queen of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. So probably also this is why I ask how many children they do have, because I feel I feel like he wants to have another child. He wants to have another child because I see him just fantasizing. I think that he also loves her when she is the mother, like not just with her, um, just being this very loving and emotional partner. I think that he's like, I admire her as a mother as well, because there could be something about her also being a mother to him. She's that completed. She's that great. She's that great. I swear that I understand why he feels like, like love doesn't run out for him. And also probably the desire to expand the family neither. Um, because he wants like more children. He wants more children. I don't know about her. I think that what she wants the most is to keep seducing him. She wants to keep having these romantic gestures, and probably she enjoys, maybe if they have only one child, she probably enjoys that they have, maybe because if the how old is he? Is he 6? If the baby, I was going to say, if the child is 6, they have certain liberties, for example, to be able to go out and leave the child in the care of other, a grandma, and so she's like, we can have our day night, or we can have, our very, loving evening alone, because our child is already grown. But I think that for him, he's thinking about procreating a bit more. Actually, I don't know if this is what she wants, because I feel like for her she's feeling like much more inspired. Like, okay, I want us, the two of us alone. I want us to reconnect with romanticism. I want to feel It's not about how I want to feel young again. They are very young, but it's all about like I want to feel like the first time, or I want to go back to those very sweet moments. But she has a lot of love to give, and for him, he only sees her. He only sees her. So there's no way you can tell this man something negative about his wife. He's not going to believe you. There's something about him seeing her like she is like the woman of his dreams. This is why, like, I also see her like she probably rules the house, because also the Queen of Cups, it reminds me of, she rules the house, she rules them all with a very loving nature, but she rules them all. She rules the household, and he just is in love, infatuated with her. He's also very creative in the sense that probably he's like I would be like, could it be that he's thinking about, has he released music lately, or is he about to release some music? Because I don't know why I think that he has a lot of music or a lot of lyrics dedicated to her, and he's like, okay, I'm going to release them. He's feeling inspired to release romantic songs. There, some of them are about her. She is his muse. She is his muse. She's everything for him. Yeah, with the Four of Cups in the relationship, that it says contemplation. Remember that in the Rider White, in the traditional deck, we have the Four of Cups that is about apathy. So I think that with all this emotionality, definitely they are aware that there could be a moment where they actually can get bored. And probably they are contemplating this. Like maybe one of them is more worried than the other. Probably her. I see her more on her. That she's much more like with her thinking up. She's like, what if he gets bored of me? Or what if he likes someone else? What if he doesn't feel attraction for me anymore? So I have to reinvent myself, or I have to be like this. So she's very rational. She's like, and also she probably is like, we have so much routine, or we have so much of this, that I am sort of a bit like what if he gets bored? Or what if we both get bored of this? That we have everything, or that everything that we wanted to build together, we have it. So I think that these are moments of contemplation for the couple. But always all from a place of sentiment and emotionality. They definitely are very sensitive to one another, and they want the other person to be happy. So they are thinking about creative ways about like, okay, how can we introduce change in this very loving dynamic that we have? One woman to rule them all. Yeah, but this is a new one. I don't know, I see it like something new. Something that we haven't heard before. Okay, I'm going to continue with NCT, NCT Mark and Jimin. Are these two very prone to have arguments? I mean, they're very young, so it could make sense. Because there's a lot of fire in here. Like, I don't see fire. Yeah, like, I don't see fire, like, but I see very strong energies of, like, you are with me or you are against me. Yeah, from Mark's side, we have the Hierophant in reverse. That this is the one that jump out first, and I got it. We have the Knight of Swords, and we have the Strength card. So definitely, like Mark has his tempers. Like he can be hurtful, but actually he holds himself back. He holds himself back. He's like, no, I shouldn't say this. I shouldn't think like this. From Jimin's, we have the Tower. From Jimin's perspective, the Tower, we have the Justice, and we have the Temperance. So three major arcanas from Jimin. Jimin sees it more like, for him it's not about what Mark does. For him it's all about fairness. Probably he has his own perception and very strong and fixated vision of what fairness is. So yeah, these are two Leos definitely combining, because I think that both of them want the best, but they could clash. And we have from the other deck, we have the card of the Moon, Fear. So see, like there's something about them. Probably I feel like they feel very sensitive with, I think that I don't see people in here, but I don't know why I feel like people get in the way of their connection. People get in the way of their dynamic. I don't know if it's because because I see them both like the Leos that they are. I see them both very assertive. I see them both like very like the leaders, you know, like I am right, or I have the reason. I am the reason. I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. So both of them have this very strong feeling. They definitely are not followers. They don't follow others. Like they follow their hearts. You know, they are very authentic like this. But probably there's miscommunication. There's miscommunication, and also I think that since we have the Moon, probably they are affected by gossip or about what other people tells them. You know, they can get easily like angry over like comments. You know, like someone comes over and tells Mark something, he believes it. He's like, he grabs the information. Someone goes and tells Jimin on the other ear, they whisper something, and he believes it as well. So there's something about like, okay, so maybe it's not about that they're gossips about each other and their relationship. It's more about like, you know, Mark did this and I didn't like this and I don't know what to do. And so Jimin goes towards Mark because he wants to be like the defensor of this person, you know, and probably from Mark's perspective also, as him being the leader, he's like, you know, someone told me that you, Jimin, you did something to this person. Like, you know, what happened? What happened in there? So there's also something about them probably not asking, like, is this true? No, it's more like, I heard this and I go straight to you. But yeah, I think that from Mark's perspective, probably the company is involved. And since the company comes in reverse, I think that there's something about maybe the company is not that present on certain managements of the group, so they leave everything on Mark's decision. Or they are not being very good. They are not very true, honestly. They probably can be like giving him wrong data or a very suspicious feedback. So then, you know, Mark has to go and fix this. Has to go right away and fix this. And also, I think that Mark is someone that he's very resolutive, very fast. Also, the poor guy doesn't have time. He doesn't have time to think, wonder. You know, he's like, no, is there a problem? Like, that Jamie has an issue, I'm going to go and talk to him. But then he holds himself back. He's like, I have to be compassionate. I have to be compassionate. I have to be understanding. I have to hold my ego back. This is not about me. But I think that probably is the company, because the company came up. This is the card that came out, and I'm like, probably they are feeding Mark's mind with something that is not like this. This is why we have the moon, because each one of them is not getting the right version. Is getting a distorted version of these people wanting them against each other. This is why we have the card of fear. The card of fear. You know, it's like, and yeah, I think that at the end, both of them hold each other back, because from Jaejoong, yeah, we have the tower, we have the justice. I think that from Jimin's point of view, yeah, he also is like, okay, if you come to me with an accusation, or if you talk to me a certain way, I also get a bit like, you know, okay, let's fix this. You know, like, okay, let's fix this. But he's also like very good at defending himself and his version and his view. And he doesn't run away from conflict. This is the good thing about Jimin. Jimin is like, okay, if there's a misunderstanding, or if there's something that is not working, and you come to me because you feel like there's a mess, or there's something that is not working, okay, I embrace it. I embrace it. Okay, what did I do? What did I do? That I broke something, okay, what did I do? And then he's like, okay, I own it. But also, if you're going to say something to me, you have to say this to the other people. Because this is not about Jimin doing something. I think that it has to do with that, yeah, he notices, maybe, yeah, I did this, but the other ones also did something similar. So, you know, it's like, you know, don't come for me only. But then we have the temperance. So the temperance is like, he gets upset, but then he lets it go. It's like, you know, because I think that Jimin's mentality is like, you know, I don't have I also, it's not that it's not about time, but for him it's like, you know, do not interrupt my peace. Do not interrupt my peace. Like, I am happy, I'm content with what I'm giving, with what I'm doing. I'm doing enough. So, yeah. And also, I think that probably Jimin is surrounded by a lot of envious people. He's surrounded by a lot of envious people. So he knows he has to transmute his initial reaction, because he's like, okay, if I get upset, I lose. If I get upset, or if I take it personally, you know, the people that don't like me, they are going to take a benefit from seeing me like this. So I have to calm myself down. Okay, you tell me this, I'm listening. I give you this feedback, okay, we fix it. We balance things out. But he doesn't hash. He doesn't hash. But also, if you see from Mark also comes through force, but then he also, you know, holds back. And he's like, you know, we actually had a conversation and cleared the air. So there's no need for us to get upset at each other. There's no need to drag it longer. You know, I think that they know when to stop. They know when to stop. They definitely know. But I think that with the moon card, I said probably there's people middling in. Probably there's people bringing the drama, and because they know that these both have very strong egos or have very strong personalities, they know that, you know, if it's between these two, there's going to be some friction, or there's going to be some confrontation. So they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. And these people hide in the shadows, you know. They're like, oh, you know, I'm telling you this because I care about you. But no, actually you want to destroy them. But no. Yeah. Aries energy is around the group. Yeah. But I think that I see some people working in the shadows. I'm not saying NCT Dream. No, maybe there's others. And Gemini is standing his ground. He's like, but also, you know, also Mark is holding back, you know, because I think that from the perspective of Mark, it's like, okay, is there an issue? Okay, where? I have to go and do this. Like, you know, he doesn't have the time to be like, okay, I'm going to hold this information that you tell me. I'm going to go over there, reflect on this, and then I will go and talk to the person. No, he's like, okay, where, why, when, okay. And I'm sure that the person that spills the tea is like, don't tell anyone I told you. Just like a high school, just like a high school, girls. Just like a high school, very high school. Oh no. The poor man, like the hours of the days are not enough. But people are mean. People are mean. I don't know who is around these guys, but people are mean. People are so mean. Like, why they do that? Why do they do that? Yes. With English, it's my more like peachy kind of voice. Yeah. Yeah, we did her. Hey, Jasoda. Okay, I'm going to continue with TXT, Jeonjung. I always call him Jeonjung, but it's Jongho, and Huening. What is going on with the self-esteem of Huening? Like, come on, you are the Leo of the group. But yeah, I understand there's some people that say that Leo actually is the sign that struggles with, self-esteem the most. Okay. From TXT Jongho, we have the Fool, King of Cups, and Ten of Cups. He loves Huening. Definitely, I feel like father vibes. Like, he really is very sweet with Huening. And he feels like a protective brother. I feel him like he's part of my family, something like this. Then from Huening, we have the Two of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, and we have the Five of Pentacles. And their connection, we have the Five of Cups, regrets. Could it be that they don't have much time to hang out, to be together? I feel I have the chance of I have the feeling, not the chance. I have the feeling that there's like missing opportunities. Like, actually they could have done more together, but there's some change of plans that affect their dynamic. It's like they work very well together, because I think that Jongho is a great supporter for Huening emotionally. I think that definitely he inspires Huening a lot. There's something about him just with the Fool card. He's just this crazy kid. His mentality and his ability to jump into the unknown and not being afraid is so inspiring, and also he's so loving, and probably he gets along well with everyone, because we have also the Ten of Cups. So there's something about him just being so nice, and probably he gets along with everyone. He's like, he has love for everyone, and probably we know he's very popular. He feels loved, but at the same time he gives love to Huening. And he sort of teaches Huening that it's okay to make a fool of yourself from time to time. Like, don't take yourself too seriously. Yeah, from Huening I think that he definitely I think that he's very, there's something about him wanting to do more things in the future, more plans. He's looking at the future, and actually it could be very, very prosperous. But then at the end, something happens. Something happens that project sort of it doesn't pay off, or he doesn't have the support that he needs. So I think that Huening lacks support. He lacks support. Either it could be material, or it could be because with the Ace of Pentacles, I get that his ideas or his what he could do, he could bring a lot of money. But with the Five of Pentacles, it's like, they leave me alone then. Like, they don't help me to continue. I think that definitely for Huening there's something about that you have to pair him up with someone that is very strong. If you send him to some kind of award or some kind of event, send him with someone else. It's like, because with the Two of Wands, it's like it has to be two. It has to be an association. Because on his own, he gets a bit like, I don't know if he gets nervous, or I don't know if there's something that goes wrong when it has to do with, the preparation of the things that he's going to do, that something always feels lacking. So I feel like he was supposed to do something with Jongho. I think that he was supposed to do something with Jongho. He was supposed to work on something with him. And then he was like, no, at the end we're not going to go with it. We're not going to do it because there's lack of resources. We don't have enough to do it. This is why the relationship feels full of regrets. All the things that could have been great for us and our dynamic or our friendship, and all of a sudden they get destroyed. Or there's this feeling of like, we could have enjoyed this together, but actually we couldn't because we were interrupted. Yeah, I feel like Huening definitely feels lonely from time to time. I don't know if there's like different duos or there's like different dynamics, and he feels like he's out of this. Maybe people ship certain members and not him. Mm. 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 Yeah, I always pronounce it the wrong way. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I always pronounce him. Yeah, for me the J's are a problem. Yeah, I mean, he has, I don't think that it's like he gets very sad, because the Two of Wands is like he sees the possibility, he sees the future. But then something happens. Then I don't know if they don't pay enough attention to him and they leave him to his luck. Yeah, I think that they definitely need to work on their dynamic, because this leaves a very sad feeling. It's like, oh, we could have more moments doing this and this, but it feels Scorpio seem to have quite tough. Their emotional world is turbulent. Yeah, definitely, because I also feel a lot of like silence. When you don't say anything, but you actually like feel it, you feel like there's differences, because from his side it's like so like so lonely. It's like you don't understand, you know. It's like I'm standing here on my own and you have all these people around you, something like this. Okay, I'm going to continue with Girls' Generation Sooyoung and her boyfriend, Jung Kyung-ho. Why this man feels so slow for me? Like he wants to advance, but it's contradictory. Okay, from Sooyoung's perspective, we have the Empress. So she's feeling her beautiful self. She's like the star in the connection, the sun card, and the King of Wands. She probably is like, you know, I don't need a boyfriend. I'm okay. Like, I'm my own boyfriend. You know, she is her own King of Wands. And from his side, from Jung Kyung-ho, we have the Chariot, Page of Pentacles, Three of Wands. And then the connection, we have the Nine of Wands, discipline in adversity. So yeah, I think that, yeah, definitely there's a lot of willpower to continue in this connection. Definitely, I see it. But why do I feel like, are they married? I don't think they're married. Because I sort of see him like thinking, like sort of advancing, because we have the Chariot. So he's evaluating, he's thinking, he's like sort of coming up with an idea. It's like, okay, I want to do this for us, or I want to do this for you to make you feel special, like this is what I'm going to do. And I see him formulating this idea. Okay. But yeah, I could sort of see it, but why is this Page of Pentacles in here? Like, yeah, you want to advance, great. We have the Page of Pentacles, so for someone that, I don't know how old he is, but for someone that actually you had been for a while with this person, actually you should be a king right now at this point. And we have the Three of Wands, that I think that he's advancing in his proposition. Maybe initially he gave her this, he gave her then something else, and now he's thinking about, you know, the final proposition. But I'm like, why are you thinking about it so long? Like, but the good thing is that this relationship works like this, because for her, she's like actually not demanding anything from him. She's happy. As long as she, like, it's like she's this kind of person that she's like,
I don't need a man to shine. Yeah, I got it. I got a man, but but I don't need a man to shine. I'm the man. Actually, there's something about me seeing this, and I'm like, she's the man in the connection. I mean, she's loving this. She's happy in this. Ah, can that be the reason? Yeah. And also with the final card that it says discipline discipline in adversity. The Nine of Wands. So definitely all these years had been like sort of going against the wind, you know. So I wonder if maybe there are some people that had opposed this connection for a while, and they're like, no, we don't want you with him, or we don't want you with her. Like there's something like this, but they had been standing so strong, facing the criticism, facing the hate, facing people talking, and they still stand strong. Which demands a lot of effort from them. So I wonder if there's some issues that they are facing. You know, this is why we have discipline in adversity. Definitely, there's adversities that they are facing as a couple. I think that maybe they love each other and they would like to officialize things, or they would like to do things differently, but because of these adversities, the only thing that um, could be left is to stand together, just like this. You know, it's like, yeah, we are doing our best. We are doing the best we can in these moments. You know, things hasn't been easy for us, but we are still standing as a couple. Even when there's a lot of people like probably making um, some forecasts, I don't know, being like, oh, you know, they're going to end up, and they're like, they keep standing despite all the bad energy. You know, there's something about people, I don't know if people are like speculating, like, okay, when are they going to break up? But I see them strong and standing. Yes. Yes, it's Jung Kyung-ho. Um, yeah, I think that yeah, probably they will still have to, you know, stay strong, stay strong. But I think that they are very happy together. They are very happy. What sort of like I'm like it's not negative, but I'm like, why is he like this page? Like it looks like as if he was like an amateur, or if he was like a child dating a Nuna. Is it like this? Is he younger than her? Um, Maybe he's thinking in advancing in some kind of business, and the business is still green. This is why he doesn't propose, because he maybe wants to be wealthier, or he wants to do something. Um, but definitely this couple have a lot of people don't like them together. For her, I don't see her actually needing anything from him, because she's very happy being herself. Like she's just a very happy person. She's just a very happy and optimistic person. And she probably is like very supportive of her as well, of him. You know, I sort of see him a bit much more calculative, but from her side, it's like I can see her sort of being much more energetic and be like, no, we got this, you can do this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they will remain strong. They will remain strong. I mean, do we pull cards to see if they're going to get married soon? Hmm. Yeah, thank God they didn't get any cards of conflict nor anything. I just think that maybe, yeah, being in the connection, maybe there's a lot of expectations on them. But the good thing is that they are happy. She's glowing. She's. Are they going to? I mean, yeah. We have, for them, if they're going to get married soon, we have the Ten of Cups. We have the Wall card. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. So, yeah. I just think that there's something very interesting because I don't know why I get this with the Ten of Cups as the first card. I get this vibe of like, we are already married. Like, we are already a couple. So maybe for them, since they had been together for a long time, for them it feels like, you know, we are already like a married couple. Even when the papers are not there. Because I see them like with the Knight of Pentacles, I can sort of see them like probably like moving on and being like, okay, this is a new stage in our connection. We are moving. Could it be that they say that they are in the arranging process of getting married? But it's like, yeah, we are updating you that we are going to get married, but you know, it's like, have patience. We are on our way. Because I feel like for them, it's like we are already married. It's like we are already committed to each other. So, you know, it's not. And they are always working on their connection. So for them, it's like, you know, we already feel like we are married emotionally. I see them advancing, and he also got the Chariot, so yeah, there's going to be an advance in their connection, but they are already happy like this. So I wonder if maybe they are not, they don't believe, like it's not that they don't believe in marriage. I think that maybe they have a different vision of what marriage is. Because I get the vibe that they are already, they function like a married couple. They do the work, they do the routine, they do, there's always a sense of commitment. Ah. Yeah, I see them on their way to building something stable, but I think that they're very cautious about how they're going to do it. So I see them advancing, but not at the pace of what people want them to do. Probably they could get engaged or they could say we are going to get married, but it's not going to be like people think that it's going to be. It's not going to be like, for example, maybe there's no wedding reception, maybe there's no wedding celebration. They're just, I don't know, they save that money to do something, because I see them very cautious with the money. They also, the Knight of Pentacles, and he got the Page of Pentacles. So I think that they are, like, at least from his side, they are being cautious with their money.
And I think that this is a love language for them. To maybe, I don't know if they are like, okay, we have to save, or I want to save to get married to you, I want to save this amount of money. And once I have it, I'm going to do it. But it's very well planned, and it takes a while. It takes a while. But in the meanwhile, they're so happy. They're so happy. Okay, I'm going to continue with the last one, and then I'm going to go, guys, because I have been here for 3 hours. And my head hurts. Yashoda, if you watch the replay, Kim Jaejoong and Kim Jisoo reading is in the timestamp of the 1 hour 36 minutes. Okay. Ateez, Jung and Yunho. Jung is always working. It's like I don't see an emotion from him coming. He's always from this very cold nature, very focused, very, yeah. Okay. From Jung we start with the Queen of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, and the Justice. From Juno's side we have the Hermit, Death card, and also we have the Queen of Wands. And then their connection we have the Hangman. That, and here is called the Hanged One, and it says wisdom. So yeah, I think that definitely Jung is very communicative with Juno. Is very communicative. Is very honest. He's like he's giving some advices or some recommendations to, always coming from a place of truth. You know, truth, and probably he sounds a bit harsh, but I think that he worries about Juno, and he's like, you know, you are doing great actually, because we have the Eight of Pentacles and we have the Justice. So definitely he's very focused on giving Juno a proper feedback. You know, he's like, I don't know if maybe he's like, I don't want Juno to feel like I forgot about him, you know. And this sort of feels like a mother with many children, you know, like when you sometimes don't have the time, you know. So Jung probably is very busy, and I can feel it here. And also with the Justice, I believe he's always trying to balance things out so no one feels left out, you know, so no one feels like, oh, you know, you didn't spend time with me, oh, you said this to this person, but to me you didn't. So I feel like he's very focused on observing also Juno, and he definitely sees all the details of Juno. He sees all the details, and probably he's like, you know, he observes that Juno is very fixated on perfection, or maybe he's very harsh on himself. So this is why Jung comes with the Justice. You know, he's like, you know,
enough with practicing or enough with obsessions about this and this. You done great. You done great. You know, I'm seeing what you're doing, and you're doing amazing. Your energy is very important, because you balance the others. Like, you are the balance in this group. He sort of balanced the energy of the others. So he gives Juno this very important role, but he also recognizes that he has this role, because I think I've seen the cards from Juno's side. Definitely, Juno from time to time he can be a bit like a hermit, you know, a bit like not really saying what he means, or probably when he has to talk to Hongjun, probably he doesn't say what he wants to say, or maybe he just hears the feedback and he just goes back to himself, he reflects, and he doesn't share what's really on his mind. He's actually very, like, I think that he respects Hongjun's words a lot, so he takes them and he goes back to his own cave and he studies them. He's like, oh, okay, Hongjun said I have to do this. Okay, I have to, like, he gets like this. And it's a very solitary mind of his. But he's changing that. He's changing that. We have the death card. So he's finally getting out of this hermit. He's sort of understanding. He's now understanding where Hongjun's come from when he gives them a certain feedback. Maybe in the past, he used to get a bit sensitive or a bit offended hearing certain words. He's like, oh, what did you mean by that you say? You said that I didn't do this. What did you mean by that? You know, sort of trying. He can get a bit, like I said, a bit obsessive with certain words or certain meanings. Especially because he's a perfectionist, and he is the type that he is not that he's going to say, like, okay, like I get, like, I'm bothered, like I am, like, it bothers me that you said this. No, he doesn't say anything. He just takes it. He's like, oh, okay, thank you. And he just doesn't say anything. But now he's changing this. Now he's like, okay, I have to open up a bit more. And he probably is like stopping a bit with his overthinking. Like, he's thinking like, oh, why did he say that? What does he mean with that? You know, he's starting to see things from another perspective. And also with the Queen of Wands, I think that he's finally like sort of liberating himself from just, I think that when he gets so much in his mind, Juno, despite of what you see on camera, he can get very dark. He can get very pessimist. Once he gets inside his mind or he gets on his obsessive mode, it's like he can get very silent, he can get very, it's not easy to talk to him out of certain things. He's very like, but I think that his energy is feeling much more bright. His energy is feeling much more like, okay, I don't know if it's the summertime, I don't know if it's like the moon, the sky, I don't know, but he's feeling much more confident and he's like showing up a bit more. But I think that probably has to do that their dynamic has been changing. Probably he feels much more seen by Hongjun. I definitely think that he's very dependent on what Hongjun says, and probably the feedback for him is very important. So maybe Hongjun is like, you know, this is what I see that you should improve, or this is what I see that you should do better, or this is what I see that you are doing great, keep doing this. And he's feeling like, okay, I got it, I'm going to work on this. Instead of rooming about it and obsessing about the words, he's like, okay, I'm going back to work. Okay, I'm doing better. He's sort of taking it to his body, you know, not so much his mind. And probably he's getting much more recognition. Probably he's in a very powerful season himself, so he's feeling much more celebrated, and he just wants to be seen and appreciated more, and that's great. get out of the hermit. But yeah, the connection, we have the hangman, that is wisdom. So yeah, probably there's a lot of wisdom in this dynamic. I have the feeling that these two are very similar in some aspects, that they are very similar. They are perfectionists themselves, so they sort of mirror each other. But at the same time, probably they have moments like where one of them cannot pay attention to the other like the other needs. Maybe they don't have that much moments that they interact, like, or have a deep conversation alone. You know, maybe there's others, or maybe there's other responsibilities, or there's another schedule. So the handman is like, there's moments of pause between these two. There are moments where they cannot meet, or there are moments where certain important conversations cannot be had between the two of them because there's interruptions. So the handman is like, okay, let's just appreciate the bond that we have now. Let's take the wisdom of this and let's not overthink things, you know, because, you know, things are going great. Things are going great, but let's not overthink this connection. Okay, this was great. I'm going to go because I have a headache that I don't know if it's because it's dark in here and I'm sort of forcing my eyes, but my eyesight. But I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot. Definitely, there's a lot. There's a lot of similarities. I love it when their moon signs have these similarities. Yeah, guys, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much for the recommendations. It was very fun. So yeah, I'll see you on Saturday. Okay, have a great week.